long before castles existed, long before anyone here was writing things down, long before Scotland was even a word. And the real question, the one that stays with you, is what was it about this hill that people just could not let go of? And here's where it gets stranger. Because this story doesn't stop in prehistory, a couple of miles from where I'm standing right now, a powerful medieval religious order built their Scottish headquarters almost in the shadow of this ancient hill. So even before we get into the graves and cairns and all the rest of it, you can already feel the question forming. Was this just useful land, or did people century after century sense that something about this place still mattered? When you first arrive up here, the cairn at the centre draws your eye. But what you're seeing today is largely a reconstruction, a way of helping you picture what once stood here. The real importance of Cairnpapple goes deeper than that. Get closer and it starts to feel less like a monument and more like a place of layers. There are graves here, real ones, stone-lined spaces where people were laid to rest on this hilltop. That's the moment it stops feeling abstract. It's easy to say a place is ancient. It's different when you're standing at the spot where somebody was actually buried 5,000 years ago. Now it's not just old, now it's human. But what makes Cairnpapple really powerful is that one burial was never the end of it. They kept coming back. One age leaves its mark, another age arrives, finds the hill already carrying meaning, and instead of moving on to some fresh, untouched ground, they build into it, burrow into it, add to it. This hill was more like a conversation between centuries. One group says this place matters, the next group somehow agrees, then the next, and then the next. From up here you can really start to read what happened. Those markers across the site, they show you where earlier features of the monument once stood. The henge that occupied this summit enclosed a ring of upright timber posts, long gone now, but archaeologists were still able to trace where every single one had been. Think about that for a second. The wood rotted away thousands of years ago, but the ground remembered. 5 distinct phases of building on this one hilltop, 5 different eras, 5 different peoples, and still they kept returning. The earliest signs of activity here go right back into the Neolithic. There were hearths, offerings, and some of what was found had been carried from a long way away. Stone axe fragments from Wales and Cumbria. Now think about what that means in practical terms. Someone walked hundreds of miles, and when they arrived at this hill, this is where they left what they'd carried. This wasn't a convenient stopping point, it was the destination. Some have suggested the Romans gave this place a name, Medio Nemeton, meaning something like central sanctuary. The evidence for that specific claim is debated, but what isn't debated is that this hill was known, visited and treated as sacred long before than most civilizations existed. And that to me is where the real romance of this place lives. Not in one dramatic event, not in one lost king or battle, but in the fact that the meaning may have faded long ago and still people kept treating this hill as if something important remained, as if the ground itself had memory. Then the medieval world enters the picture. 2 miles from Cairnpapple, Torfacan Preceptory, the Scottish headquarters of the Knights of St John, the Hospitallers, the order that inherited Templar lands after the suppression of the Templars in the early 1300s. Now, a powerful medieval military order sitting 2 miles from a hill that had already been drawing people for 5,000 years. That's interesting enough in its own. But there's another detail that makes it harder to brush off. A cup-marked stone connected to Cairnpapple turned out to be part of a larger stone, and the other part ended up in Torfacan, built into the sacred ground there. So the link between the ancient hill and the medieval religious site isn't just landscape, it's physical. A piece of one ended up on the other. History doesn't come out and tell us exactly what they believed about this hill, but it gives us enough to wonder. That's why Cairnpapple stays with you. It's not the grandest site in Scotland, it doesn't announce itself like a castle, it doesn't have the instant legend of Rosslyn, but what it has is something quieter and in some ways stranger: persistence. This hill mattered to the Neolithic people, it mattered to the Bronze Age people, it mattered long after first reasons had probably been forgotten, and even in the medieval period it still seems to cast a shadow. Maybe that's the real mystery, not just what Cairnpapple was in the beginning, but how a place can hold on to its importance for so long that age after age keeps answering it, even when no one can fully explain why. And standing up here now, with the wind moving across the summit and the old graves under your feet, you can understand why that question never really goes away.